Hello everybody, my name is Solo. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back here on SpongeBob Tower Defense, and today I wanted to give you guys my 5 things I'd really like them to put into the game. Now, of course, as always with these lists, they are very subjective and also like more than likely not going to happen with a few of these, just because I don't see the devs doing it doing these things anytime soon. If they do, but I digress. Anyway, yeah, let's get started. These are in no real particular order, but yeah, let's get started with number 5 real quick. Okay, we're gonna start off really quickly with number 5, and also the one I see least likely to actually get introduced, just due to how weird it would be to put in. But I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it anyway. Shiny skins. If you guys don't know, there are a lot of games out there that have these shiny like skin variants or like shiny versions, which SpongeBob does have shinies, don't get me wrong. Like, shinies do exist in the world of SpongeBob Tower Defense, but they don't have alternate skins for shinies. And I think the alternate skins for shinies is like really very telling, even though you can tell what a shiny is in SpongeBob Tower Defense because it's, well, very obviously marked by the pearl icon that shines. But it'd be really cool if like you could get a like a shiny version of a unit that has like, you know, like a different version of a skin. Like, instead of this Pinhead Larry, you got a shiny version that had him after he gets hit by the bowling ball. Like, or instead of the Quickster, this one would be really funny. Instead of the Quickster, you got the Quickster, but it's just like the boots after he gets caught on fire by Captain Magma. Or, you know, instead of King Neptune, it's King Neptune, but he doesn't have a crown on and he's bald. That'd be really funny. Knocked over Mermaid Man would be really funny. Like, and some of them would be hard to do. Like, what do you do with, like, I don't know, Mermaid, or not Mermaid Man. What do you do with Smitty? Do you just, like, have him kind of, like, broken apart or something? But I think it'd be a cool concept just because it would add, like, variety to, like, the icons and also, like, the units themselves. Like, imagine, like, Misappear, but all it was the sign with the hole in it. That'd be pretty funny. Doodle Bob would be one that they could probably do quite a few things with. There are some that like are gonna be harder than others to do things with, just because they don't really appear often enough. Like the Krusty Krab could just be like a different looking Krusty Krab, or it could be the one from like the the SpongeHinge episode, where it's like got all the dust and stuff in it. I don't know. I feel like it'd be a cool concept, but again, this is probably the one on the list that I see least likely. There is one more I think is either equal or less likely to come in, but we'll get to that when we get there. But that is my first thing that I would love to suggest is shiny like skins for shiny variants. But again, I don't think it'll happen just because I think they're pretty content with just having the shiny icon itself and the boost to whatever the shiny boost does. But yeah, that's my number 5 at least. All right, let's move into my number 4. My number 4 is actually pretty self-explanatory. Index rewards. Now, when I say that like line, people are like, oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes, I would love to have kind of more of a, like, if we're gonna take things from Anime Vanguards, why not index rewards? Like, make it so then there's 3 pages, one for regular, one for shiny, 4 pages. One for regular, one for shiny, one for Wumbo, one for shiny Wumbo. Make it 4 pages, each with their own, like, milestones or rewards for getting those units. And then reward people for collecting units. Like, if you go through my, like, catalog here, right? You have a few like, oh yeah, you have a Wumbo. Oh yeah, you got a shiny Wumbo. You got a shiny Wumbo, shiny. Like those are all fine and dandy, but it'd be really cool if like you got actual rewards for collecting these characters in certain like circumstances where you get shiny Wumbo and like you get rewarded for it. That way it also alleviates some of the pain of trying to grind like the gems to, you know, summon on the banners, because you can just, you know, get more gems by getting index rewards. And please, for the love of God, don't do what you did when you reworked the achievements and stuff like that, where you rework them but then do it in a way that people can't go back and claim them again, because I'm pretty sure they never like fixed that and people just kind of moved on from it. Oh, I can get elastic waistband 5 stars. I didn't even notice that. Whoop. There we go. 5-star elastic waistband. Anyway. But yeah, I think index rewards would be a really good way to reward people who are actively collecting characters. And another thing you could add to it is like make it like so then you can track the highest amount of stars a character has had, because like let's be honest, only a few people are dedicated enough. Oh, I didn't mean to run into Patrick there. Only a few people are dedicated enough to turn around and be like, oh yeah, I have a shiny Wumbo Gary, or shiny Wumbo of like this person. I'm gonna get them to, you know, 5 stars and then get rewarded for it. I think that'd be a really, really cool way to reward people for not only collecting these characters, but also like just keeping up with these characters also. Is this guy like is that guy like an axolotl? I mean, he looked like it. I think he got offended because I was looking at him. But yeah, I think index rewards is probably one of the ones that will happen eventually, but I'd really like index rewards to happen sooner rather than later, because again, it gives people an incentive to collect characters even if, you know, it's not the best characters in the game. You know, for example, like a Patrick. And of course, make it rewarded based off rarity as well, so then like if people have like shiny Wumbo of, you know, the GG Rock SpongeBob or the Captain Magma, you know, they get rewarded for grinding those out as well. But yeah, that's my number 4 there. Let's move on to number 3. All right, so number 3, let's talk about that real quick, is different challenges than these ones. And let me explain it a little bit more than that. So I'm gonna be honest, raids and challenges are not exactly what I had in mind when I was thinking, oh yeah, you can do stuff to get a unit, right? Like, one of the biggest things that is like impacting the game right now is the lack of active rewards, because like, oh yeah, I could go and do Conch Street Frozen Face Off, right, and get 125 gems. Okay, cool. But then you want to go to the raid, and it's like, oh, if I do the raid, let's scroll back, I can get 350 to do 30 minutes, right? Well, it'd be pretty cool if there was like some sort of like speed trial mode or something. Or I know they had something in the talks of a tower, and I think that's a really good idea for the simple fact that people will go through the tower to get rewards because they're gonna want the rewards, especially with like how just like grindy it is to get gems at this point. Like, let's be honest, there's a lot of people macroing and a lot of people like doing stuff to get gems really quickly, and honestly I think it's better if it was an active program rather than people just acting on their own volition of, oh hey, I need, you know, I need this and this, and I don't have the gems for it, so I'm gonna go just macro for like 6 hours. and get gems for a summon, you know? I'd rather it be an active, oh hey, I'm gonna go run tower and try to get higher so then I can get even more gems and even maybe a unit that's tied to beating tower only. Which, I'm gonna be honest with you, that's another one of my biggest complaints about this game, which is tying units to a currency that can be bought in the shop for Robux. I think if you're gonna make, like, say you make a unit that's tower only, like, oh, I just had a great idea. Make it the towers from the karate episode. The karate towers, or I can't remember the name of the actual episode. Actually, I could look it up. I think it's called Karate Towers. It's called Karate Tower, I believe, so. Or Karate Island. That's what it's called. And there is like Master Udon. But make it so then you do the tower, and it's like the whole, like it has like an update themed around it, right, where it's like the Karate Towers update, and then you go through the tower, and after a certain like floor you start having a chance to get the let's do the like whole Karate Master Sandy. Let's have that be like the unit you can get from it, but you can only obtain it by playing tower. You cannot buy it. You have to play the game mode. That way, I can't sit here and make another video saying, oh, they've made another pay-to-win update again. Unless you do something like put boosts in it and then make it pay-to-win. But anyway, like, I think that would be super fun, like, because it would reward people for, you know, fighting the tower. And then also there's a chance to get a unit while fighting in the tower. And then, so, you know, it's a win-win. The people who are upset at people, quote-unquote, macroing, like, there's a way for people to be active and play the game without, without sitting there and getting upset and, you know, trying to rip each other's throat out because somebody's not playing the game how people intend it to be played. I don't know. I still don't understand the whole macro discourse, I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, I think that would be really, really, like, cool to add in there. Really, all that, and he only gets 15 levels? That's sad. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, like, just a new challenge mode. And like actually have it be a challenge that someone can't like either macro or bypass, you know, and just let people have fun with it and make like units that are very specific to it. And I think it would be a very great mode to have, but I think the current challenge modes are kind of stale. Like, to be honest, the only challenge that is in like the sea mollusk one is making sure that you have appropriate units to take out the sea mollusk, and that's it. Like, which isn't really a challenge. It's more, oh hey, make sure you at least have a unit that can do damage. And then with the Krabby Patty vault, it's literally, hey, make sure that you just place down enough units to like stop the advance and make sure they can do enough damage with the like limited space you have. That's about it. As far as everything else is concerned, yeah, I think challenges definitely need a better thing. Also, I'd love to see like more achievements and stuff based off of like certain challenges. Like, imagine if there was like a defeat sea mollusk with rare only units, and it's like a really good reward because it's like, yeah, this is supposed to be difficult. Like, you know, I'd love to see them reward more difficult challenges rather than oh hey, play 1,000 rounds of endless, you know, because it's like, oh, I could do literally endless one, get to like round like 300, and then play it again, and then play it again, and then play it again. Oh look, 1,000 rounds. But yeah, that's my number 3 is just better challenges, including like towers and just better rewards in general for those towers and, well, challenges. Okay, let's move on to number 2. Okay, so number 2, again, these are in no order. I'd really like to see all these get implemented, but number 2, in my opinion, I would like to see them overhaul rewards again, but more specifically overhaul rewards for getting magic conches and golden trait rerolls. And the reason why I say this is because I'm going to be real again. I'm going to go back to the update that the golden trait rerolls came out and talk about that for a second. So golden trait rerolls come out, right? Honestly, I think it was the dumbest idea to keep them behind the paywall for like their release, because like, being entirely honest, I think it's dumb that like a whole thing that takes out a lot of the bad ones, except Scurvy. I don't know why you kept Scurvy in there. You know, it's very overpowered, and having one that's like the better one, you know, be only via like trading for Robux that someone spent, just ridiculous. Because it's just, again, it's very pay to win. It's very, oh hey, you have money, well you better spend it type stuff, right? I really wish I could get a decent roll on this realistic fish head. Anyway, Psychic. You know what? I'll take Psychic, actually. Anyway, so that being said, yeah, I just really wish there was more ways to get like magic conches, because magic conches are very, very like needed to get the secret in the magic conch summon. Now a lot of people would probably look at you and be like, oh well, you could do like all these achievements. Here's the thing, I'm not like, if I spend all this time for rerolls and all this time going through these and getting like the normal, the hard, the nightmare, and go through and finish all these, right, which this is the only one that's been updated, by the way, to have 3 rerolls instead of 1, and also have a mythic chest instead of a conch shell. But like the only real like way consistently to get conch shells, like unless you get this one, which by the way don't have any of these, because I can't do this one, mostly because these two are hard to do, especially since I only have 1 star on any of my mythic units. I'm about to do this one. I could probably do this one, and then yeah, getting that one is also hard when you don't have a secret unit. But like trait rerolls, we have a decent way of getting those, and yes, you could say, oh, magic conches you can also get, but that also requires you to be able to grind the raid. And let's be honest, trying to set up a macro for this raid is hard when you don't have any secret units, at least. And maybe, who knows, I'll look up, maybe I'll see if I can look up any guides or anything on it, but as of right now, I'm not too concerned. Maybe if I like am desperately hurting for rerolls, but as it stands right now, I'm not really. But again, one thing that would alleviate this is like something like a towers mode, or like more of a like challenge, more challenge modes. And again, I want challenges to evolve as the game evolves. I'd love to see challenges get like different like maps. Like I'd love to see a challenge mode on like Sandy's Tree Dome, where like the map changes, right, and makes it harder. I'd also like to see that, like, see stuff for different places as well. get more challenge maps and we get like things that are just gonna test like us as players, right? But also, if they're gonna test us as players, they better be rewarding, and that's where like conch shells, golden trait rerolls, like if people are doing like these new challenge maps which are designed to be super hard on, you know, nightmare difficulty, or even add a new difficulty that's like, you know, rock bottom difficulty, you know, at least then like make it worth their while, and don't be like, oh yeah, if you do this you get a 0.1% chance of getting the unit, which by the way, that's the dumbest thing ever. You made it basically almost like the percentages on units when it comes to challenges are just kind of dumb, like not even trolling, they're just weird. I can place 3. Actually, how many of these guys can I place now? Is it just 3? Yeah, okay. So cool that I can place 3 now. But yeah, it's just one of those weird things. It's like, do you like, how do you want to do this? Like, because I think if you're gonna add more quests like to daily quests, you should add quests that, you know, are actually achievable. I think the AFK quest is a little bit too much right now, I'm gonna be honest. It wants you to AFK for 8 hours in a day, meaning you have to almost play your entirety of your day on SpongeBob Tower Defense. And that doesn't surprise me, because again, I've talked about their requirements to be a like SpongeBob influencer for the game, and it's like, yeah, 1/3 of your content has to be SpongeBob. Gonna be honest with you, I make 28 videos a week, if not more, on with update days, so like more like 20 or more like 30, 31, maybe 32, depending on how I'm feeling. Might be more or less. Anyway, I make that much a week. Like, I make that many videos a week. Yeah, trying to do 1/3 of that is insanity. But like, it's just weird that like there's so many currencies in the game, but it seems like the only ones you can reliably get like sufficiently is gems, XP, and coins. But we have like golden spatulas, which you have to set up your own like thing for, right, to grind the raid. We have trait rerolls, which also requires grinding the raid. And now we have golden trait rerolls, which just aren't even earnable in the game. So yeah, I'd definitely say making things more earnable rather than rather than what you did to golden trait rerolls is probably my number 2. Just more rewards. Like, I would actively play this game if it didn't feel like every time I played it was either I macro it or I want to fall asleep because I'm not actively playing. Because in reality, I know at the end of the day, I'm just going to end up going back to macroing to get more gems because I don't have units. And my number 1 kind of like talks about stuff like that. But it's just a thing of like, I'd very much like to see more avenues for getting certain currencies, like getting gems, getting conches, getting golden trait rerolls, regular trait rerolls, things like that. I think that would be really cool to just like get that in general. And I think that's why it's at my number 2 of just like better rewards, like better things to do for better rewards, or just better rewards. Better ways to get rewards is what I mean. Because as of right now, like half of it's like, yeah, you do all this stuff to get 1 conch. Cool. Love it. And I know there's probably going to be somebody, hey, you can just farm the raid. Do I look like someone who has the time to spend hours and hours on a raid to try to maybe get a unit? I don't think so. Unfortunately, for me, since I upload 4 times a day, and this is my own fault, this is no one else's fault, I have to figure out what to make videos about, and I don't have the time to AFK the raid for like 6 hours. I mean, I could, but then like nothing would come out on the channel, and then people would be upset. I digress. I hope that they just put in more reward avenues, and like the index rewards is definitely another way of doing that, and is also on the list, but also index rewards is more towards collecting than it is like just playing the game. And I think it would be better if there was just a like way to not only like actively play, but also feel like you're getting adequately rewarded for actively playing. But yeah, that's my number 2, is just have things be more rewarding and have better ways of getting different things in the game. And we probably will get to that point, but as of right now, it's not very great feeling. Anyway, let's move on to my number 1. I'm really good at making apparently 30-minute videos today. My number 1, just to keep it quick, some sort of like currency system for summons, and I'll explain why here in a second. If you guys have ever played a game like Dokkan Battle, or games that give you like basically like pity rewards, that's like, oh hey, like you summoned on this banner, here's like these tokens, and if you get enough you can actually get the unit. Something like that, but for the secret units on the regular banners. Now, I'm not saying make it easy, right? I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying I don't want to go like 500,000 gems deep and never get a secret. I get it, like you need to sell Secret Hunter, you need to do this, you need to do that. Bruh, I am drowning. Like, without a secret, like you have like probably like, I think your best bet is having Realistic Fish Head, Dirty Dan, or Pinhead Larry. Those are like your higher echelon of like mythics, right? But like other than that, like you're kind of stuck if you can't get any secrets, because think about it this way, unless you get really lucky and get like a shiny wumbo of a mythic, or a like shiny wumbo of something people want, you can't barter for anything realistically, because everybody thinks that their unit's worth like gold prices in the US. Which, newsflash, your random like default unit that doesn't even have shiny wumbo is not worth 2 secrets, by the way. But like it's just like you can't get a season pass, you can't get any of the passes, because people have just overinflated the prices so high. And yeah, I think it'd be really cool to have an actual system that's like, okay, you spent 500,000 gems, go pick out, like, go grab a default secret unit. Don't make it so then it's shiny wumbo, don't make it so then it's like any of this extra stuff. Just give people like who are literally going on the driest spell that they've ever had a way to get a secret unit. Because I swear to God, if I go 500,000 gems, which I think I'm already at 200,000 deep, without a secret unit, I'm going to scream. Because that's just ridiculous. Like, that's higher than like a lot of different things nowadays. Like, that's worse than some gacha games that I've seen. Mind you, there are some that are actually worse, but I digress. But yeah, that's my number 1. Just like some sort of system. It doesn't have to be easy to get the thing, but some sort of system that like after you've spent you know, almost 500,000 gems, you should at least be able to get one secret, right? Like some sort of system like that. But anyway, that was my suggestion video. I'm gonna actually wait a second because as you guys can see, I'm at level 97. And that means I'm 3 levels away from being able to prestige. So give me one moment. Oh, sorry, 2 levels. So yeah, I'll be right back. Give me one moment. Actually, I think I changed my mind. It's gonna take a little bit because I don't have 2 times XP. But yeah, anyway, if you guys liked the video, hit the like button and comment down below what would you like to add to SpongeBob Tower Defense to make it more fun in your opinion. I'd like to know your guys' comments as always in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on post notifications so that you guys never miss a video. And as always, I hope you guys have a good day. Stay safe out there and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.